first opportunity to see how that restart zone is going to affect everything down here in turn 1 and 2. Already a big difference in the cars being spread out for the braking zone.
Yeah, but Ty Gibbs got a big run right here on A.J. Allmendinger, trying to roll to his outside, trying to outbrake him.
The crossover move. Here comes the 19 of Gibbs. Can't complete the pass. A.J. Allmendinger holding him off early. Side by side for that third spot. Austin Hill in the 21. Coming into the heavy braking zone of turn 7 now.
Great opportunity early in this race to get aggressive, pick up a few spots. Negative to that is making contact, getting yourself in trouble early. This is 98, Riley Herbst.
On board with A.J. Allmendinger, the Goodyear on board, and that's just how close that 19 of Ty Gibbs is.
He's putting a ton of pressure on A.J.
That's all you can do for an expert like AJ. You have to be able to pass AJ. You've got to keep the pressure on. Otherwise, he's going to make no.
If there's been a lightning strike within a certain distance.
Yeah, 9 times the Xfinity Series has raced on rain tires. 27 of the drivers that are in the field today have raced at least one of those events. And so, you know, we think of NASCAR as a series that doesn't have a ton of experience in the rain, but this Xfinity Series has raced in the rain many times, going back a few years.
These guys would be. He has just entered the restart zone right now. That's how far behind. The leader is all the way in the entrance of turn 1. He's just left the restart zone.
Coming into turn 1, and it gets very tight there. Again, A.J. Allmendinger so far behind right now.
21 seconds behind. So let's see what kind of lap time he can make versus the guys on wet tires. He's on slicks.
And the front stretch very wet, but the rest of the racetrack is drying pretty quickly.
See the drivers still shooting a little rooster tail down this long straightaway into the braking zone of turn 7. You think the straightaways will dry first. That's where they'll start moving around trying to find moisture to keep the temperature down in the tire. Oh, a lot of contact right there in the 91 around Ross Chastain.
And it looks like AJ wins stage 1 as he goes across the stripe. Second stage win this year, second here. And again, A.J. Allmendinger running full time in the Cup Series, so he's not gaining stage points, but he is taking them away from guys like Parker Kligerman.
Yeah, but a great move for Parker. 4th in the stage will get him 7 points guaranteed, regardless of what happens. Everybody's watching this 92 to try to understand where the smoke's coming from. Now, all of these cars.
Just gone behind a big cloud that's off a little bit to the west of us here, and as we see Perez slow on the racetrack, this could be a problem here. Could possibly bring out a yellow flag, which we're seeing him stop on the racetrack.
Well, he's actually not on the racing surface, so he is on NASCAR, the NASCAR oval, right? So let's see where he's at. The racetrack is actually over here to the left, right?
Caution's out.
Yeah, so it wasn't a safety concern, but they have to go get him. That's basically what would be NASCAR turn 1. That's between, what is that, 12, 13, and 14 of the road course.
So fire under the hood there, and we see it.
Off course in that wet grass through the Geico sign. Look at the sun in his eyes. And the car in his left rear quarter panel.
Reed in the 2, he was getting aggressive behind the 00.
Allmendinger's going to make this tough.
Oh, both off track.
Yep. Oh, the 00's around Cole Custer.
That's a very tough spot to spin. All those cars coming on right at him. He went toward them actually and spun.
Just happened. Daniel Hemrick on the inside of John Hunter Nemechek. You see a little slide, and Nemechek might have helped out Daniel Hemrick there.
Well, Nemechek's thinking, man, I gave you the inside. I know you didn't mean it.
And Kim, we're seeing the results of stage 2. Allmendinger swept stage 1 and 2. See a lot of tire smoke now on John Hunter Nemechek on that right front.
Looks like pretty clean pit stops for the leaders as the 34 is stopped.
It's Andre Castro. He's in that runoff area of turn 1. Let's take a look at how it happened.
He's broken something in the back. It looks like the track bar on this car is broke, and that's the tire smoke. That's tire smoke from the tire, rubbing the quarter panel. So he's going to pull this car off the racetrack. He's recognizing there's an issue.
Oh man, look at these guys side by side off pit road, the 10 and the 19. So that's a position change on pit road. The 10 led the 19 onto pit road, and the 10 loses position during pit stops. Quickly, will we run the full distance, or will this end up being a shortened affair?
Taking a look here at Jeff Burton and Ryan Sieg down into turn 7. Jeb locks up the rear tire, starts wheel hopping, and gets into the
See another car off track, and contact made. John Hunter Nemechek gets turned around.
That's another spot right there for the 48 and the 2.
And there goes a 98. All three of those guys, they always seem to race for points every single week.
Presented by Credit One Bank for Ty Gibbs. The 20-year-old into turn 1 for the final time. Ty Gibbs has been out front for 27 laps today. 21 times Allmendinger led. Mayer was in front for 5 laps. And a good recovery for Sam Mayer.
We heard Allmendinger mention what this race could do for his confidence tomorrow in the Cup car. Well, you wonder what it will do for Ty Gibbs right there just above the bubble, doing a nice job in the Cup car.
He's starting 10th tomorrow, and he had very good pace. Actually, I didn't think he qualified as fast as he was in practice.
He runs these races in the Xfinity Series to win, and he hasn't been able to do that. He's got a handful of top 5 finishes in the few starts he has this year, so this will be a refreshing trip to victory lane if he's able to pull it off. He's fit in the last few corners.
Yeah, this is his 7th race of 2023, and now through the final turns here. 11, 12, 13, and coming up on 14. Almost an 8-second lead over Sam Mayer. It's Ty Gibbs. Gibbs is going to win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.